Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Malcolm and I'm back for another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about season 2 episode 3 of the hit show Tower of God. Let's get into it. I know we're only on episode 3, but every single episode of this new season of Tower of God is reminding me why I fell in love with this show way back in 2020. This shit has been absolutely artful, incredible. It's one of the best shows out right now. Episode 1, great intro. Last week's episode, it was kind of slow, but there was so much information that I loved it. Like, some people need the high pace. I don't really need that. I just need to get information, learn more about the world, and last week's episode did exactly that. This week's episode was nothing like last week's episode. Honestly, I felt like this week's episode was like 5 minutes. I looked up and I was like, wait. The episode is over already? The pacing on this was insane and I loved it. So let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that noti bell because I've been dropping a ton of videos and you guys don't want to miss anything. And if you want more nerd content from me, check out my podcast, The Storm Podcast. That's THA Storm Podcast, where me and two other bros talk about all things nerdy for about 3 hours a week every single Sunday. If you're a nerd and you like hearing people talk about nerd stuff, this is the podcast for you. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review. This episode had information, character development, plot, world building. There was so much in this episode I didn't even know how to keep up. I think one of the reasons that I like Tower of God so much is because it reminds me of my favorite anime of all time, Hunter x Hunter. In the way that the world is just so vast, so random, but still feels cohesive at the same time. Like, we learn more about the power system a little bit. Well, I don't know if I would say we learned more about the power system, but we saw more powers this episode. We saw Bomb's new powers. We saw the Ranker Love's powers. And it's just, none of the powers are similar at all. Love literally summoned 2 big ass baseball gloves and a ball launcher, and it didn't feel out of the ordinary to me, which is a good sign. And even the character design, everybody's character designs are vastly different, but they all look like they're supposed to be there. I don't know much about the writer of Tower of God, but they went absolutely crazy when it came down to building the world and characters to go in it. But alright, let's go ahead and take it from the top of the episode. It starts off with Wangnan and the girl from the ramen shop bored in their room trying to figure out what to do, and they find some cards. So they decide to get the gang together and play some cards. Now, before we actually see the gang together, it cuts over to Love talking to another ranker. And the ranker is basically telling Love, yo, you are a test administrator. It doesn't matter if you have personal grudges against Fug. It doesn't matter if you don't like him. You are going to administer this test fairly and don't do anything else outside of the script, or else you're just breaking the rules of the tower. To which Love basically tells him, I can't make any promises. I might break some rules. I might be a dickhead. I might try to hold bomb, but it is what it is. And look, here's my thing, right? I get it. Fug is anti-Jihad and Jihad runs the tower, blah, 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 whatever. But Love is not related to Jihad, or at least I don't think he is. It would be different if he was a princess of Jihad or he was related to Jihad, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you are fighting for nothing. Bro, you are not on the team. What are you beefing about? And on top of that, you are choosing to beef with an irregular. Bro, you don't want this smoke. But then we cut over to Bomb in the room and Yeon basically says, yo, I don't know what you think this is, but you not getting nothing from me. And Bomb is like, fam, what the fuck would I want from you? I'm the GOAT. I don't need nothing from you. And she's like, you don't want my body? And he's like, no. And then she gets mad about it. I don't understand it. She doesn't really seem like that type of person to me, but like, some reason she got upset about that. Like, she even threatened to kill bro over that. I don't know. That was weird. We then cut back over to the gang and they're getting ready to play cards. And once again, just like last week when Silver Hair Buddy was like, yo, I don't want any chocolate and held his hand out, he's walking to go play cards with them while hating on the cards. Bro is just a certified hater. But when they pull up to the room, there's this creepy old lady giving Go-Sang some candy, and Silver Hair Dude basically tells her, yo, get the fuck out of here, and tells the girl, don't eat no candy that a random stranger gives you. That makes the little girl cry. I get it. he's a scary guy, but like he wasn't trying to harm anybody. And we'll talk about it later in the episode. But just like I said in episode 1, I think he is a really good person. He seems like he genuinely cares about the little girl. He genuinely wants things to go well for her, but he's kind of got this hard exterior and he doesn't know how to express that all the way. And it's not really his place, but we'll talk about him later in this episode. This next scene seems a little insignificant, but I don't know. It kind of resonated with me for some reason. Go-Sang is telling them like, yo, wouldn't it be awesome if we could just quit the tower and all live together and have fun, normal lives? To which everybody basically says no, because climbing the tower is all of their dreams. But I think that's kind of cool that even in this short amount of time, they've built these levels of bonds together that they would even be willing to live together after meeting them like a day ago maybe. And it just kind of shows that climbing the tower is such a grueling but intimate experience that the people you find while you're doing it, you really do become like family. This new group of the new people that we're gonna climb the tower with reminds me of season 1, how we had Bomb and Kun and Rock and Anak and Dorsey and all of them, and they became family in such a short amount of time. And the same thing is happening here. It's only been a day, but Misang, Go-Sang, Wangnan, the ramen girl, the wing guy, I don't know his name, silver hair dude, they became a family extremely fast, and they really do kind of care about each other, even though I don't think it's been a full 24 hours since they've met. Also, I would watch a TV show of them leaving the tower and just all living together, hanging out and having fun. I think that would be interesting. There's so many random personalities that I think it would be like a funny sitcom almost. And here is where the episode starts to turn up. The next test begins, and it is called Trustworthy Room. I love Tower of God because I love the cerebral aspect that they put into all the games. Like, it's almost like they have actual game designers coming up with these. Because most of the thinking tests in Tower of God are all pretty simple, but they have a level of tricks that you can add to it and make it way more complicated. Like, this game should be easy, but there's a lot of ways that you can trick people, you can outpower people. There's a lot of room for interpretation in here. Basically, you win the game when you get a team of 7 and you capture 6 rooms. Each room has a remote, and the remote decides who is who. One person is a leader and the other person is a gatekeeper. The leader gets to go out and recruit other people to the team and take other rooms, while the gatekeeper has to stay there and guard the room. Now, to add new people to the team, you use the remote and the connectors. But here's where it gets a little tricky, and I'm sure something like this is going to happen during this game. The connectors don't really have names on them. So you can really just take a connector, put it in someone's device, and it counts. But what would happen if you were to trick somebody? Use someone else's connector, hand it in their thing, you think you have them connected, but they're not even on your team actually. Also, I'm not sure, but I don't think gatekeepers can be added in as fellows in a leader's device. I could be wrong about that. I probably need to rewatch the episode to figure it out, but I don't think they can be. Actually, no, I just thought about it. They definitely can be added as fellows, because by the end of the episode, Wangnan has 6 people on his team, and the fellows would have to count toward that 6. So yeah, we're good. Those are the rules of the game. But remember, Bomb wants to climb the tower by himself. In order to do that, he has to complete these special rules, because this test is more for him than anybody else. Bomb has to get his connector from Love and take the room from Yeon, or he can just kill everybody. If there's less than 7 people left, he gets the dub. But we know Bomb, and we know Bomb isn't gonna kill everybody. One, at this point in time, he's extremely strong and extremely confident in his abilities, so obviously he would try to just go get the connector from Love. And even though he's a different guy and he's a lot more jaded, he's a lot more dark and angsty, I think that same loving Bomb is still in there, and I don't think he wants to hurt everybody. I think a big reason of why he's even doing this tower and why he wants to take down Jihad and everything he's doing is for the greater good of people, because he doesn't want to see people get hurt. He doesn't want to see people get hurt, be alone, get abandoned, all the bad things that happen in the tower. I don't think he wants to see that. So I also don't think he would want to cause that on purpose if he doesn't have to. So as long as he has the option to just go get the connector from somebody else, I don't think he would just run around killing and eliminating other people. Some more evidence to support that. Once the test starts, Yeon stands in front of the door and is like, fam, you are not leaving. You have to go through me first. And as we know, Yeon is incredibly powerful. Her only issue is she doesn't have control. In this instance, it's just her and Bomb in this room. She doesn't need to use any control. She just needs to explode with fire and Bomb will get taken down. She even said the rankers in her family can't even handle some of her fire. But even though Bomb could have took her down with violence, he decided to use a power and freeze her. I don't know how he learned this power. I don't know how this power works, but the fact that he can just say stop, kill her power, and freeze her dead in her tracks is scary as fuck. Once again, it just makes you think, how strong has Bomb gotten over these last couple years of training? Also, as Bomb is leaving, the rich kid pulls up, Bomb freezes him too and just keeps it pushing. Now we cut over to silver hair dude and the dude with the wing, and they're basically beefing and arguing with each other about what they're gonna do. The wing dude is like, yo, I don't know what happened to you outside of this test, but clearly you see something in this little girl that reminds you of somebody that you know, and you need to go protect her. I'll stay here, do what you gotta do. And the silver hair dude is like, yo, I see the way that you looking at the other four-eyed girl. You need to go do what you gotta do. And they go back and forth a little bit about, yo, you go. Oh no, I'll stay. You go. I'll stay. And it basically is decided that silver hair is gonna leave and wing dude is gonna stay and protect, which probably made the most sense anyway, because I feel like the stronger person should probably be the gatekeeper. At least that's how I would play it if I was in this game. Silver then pulls up on Miseng and Goseng's room. Also, by the way, I don't know his actual name, so I'm just gonna keep calling him Silver until I learn his name. When Miseng doesn't answer the door, he starts tweaking. He is losing it. He thinks something has happened. Luckily, nothing happened and everything ended up being okay. She just wouldn't open the door because Goseng told her not to. And honestly, I didn't have a lot of faith in Miseng. I feel like she's young, she's naive, and she's super nice. So I felt like it would be pretty easy for somebody to trick her and come and take the room from her. But she did a good job. She left the door unlocked, she hid, and she's like, yo, I'm not doing nothing else. And even though she won't let silver hair in, which is a good call, she was able to convince him to stay there and wait outside the room. And he does it because, as we saw, he has a flashback of a little girl getting taken from him. I think at some point he had a daughter, and for whatever reason, she got taken from him by probably somebody more powerful, or maybe there was some type of deal that was made. I don't really know, but he has some trauma and he doesn't want to have that happen again. He decides to wait outside and protect the room while they wait for Goseng to come back so, they can finally trust him and let him in. Also, during this, Silver asks Miseng why she wants to climb the tower, and she expresses that she wants to climb the tower because her parents said people who climb the tower are respectable people. And we find out that the same reason Silver is trying to climb the tower to be a respectable person, which we can kind of draw inferences from this and assume that he has done some pretty bad things in his past, and he's trying to use the tower to kind of erase that or convince himself that he can be a good person even though he feels that he's not. And while he's sitting out there waiting, the creepy old lady comes back and is like, yo, let's work together. We don't gotta fight. Work together with me and we can take this room from her. And he's like, man, get the fuck out of here. He whoops her ass, ties her up, and that situation is handled. While all this is going on, Goseng pulls up on Wangnan and the ramen girl. I don't know her name either. And she basically has to force him to let her be on his team. I get it. This is a game of strategy and you can't just be trusting anybody. But I feel like at this point, Wangnan should probably trust her. Not only that, but you need people on your team. You have a good rapport built up with her and you're not that strong. So you might as well just let her on the team because it's the fastest way to a dub. But I do completely understand why Wangnan would be on defense because this is still the tower. And even though you think you can trust them, you never know who you can and can't trust. There might be somebody with a damn shapeshift power. You don't know. Also, this is around the time we find out that Rob Devil is dead. He was supposed to be one of the strongest people who are in this competition. So I have no idea how he was killed. The only people stronger than him were Bomb, who we can assume didn't do it. Yeon, who he had it looked like he had 2 marks on his head, and Yeon only knows how to make fire, so it probably wasn't her. The wing guy, which he's a gatekeeper, so I don't think he's even allowed to leave the room. And I think that's it. He was actually the 4th strongest person. So I don't know how he died or who killed him, but I don't think it was those people. So now we have a mystery on our hands. Then we cut back to the gang in Mi-seng and Go-seng's room. Everybody got back together. They now have a team of 6. So they have Wangnan, they have the ramen girl, they have Mi-seng, they have Go-seng, they have Silverhair, and they have Wing Dude. Team of 6, they only need 1 more to get the team of 7, then they can start collecting rooms. And at this point, they have 3 rooms, because they have Wangnan's room, they have Go-seng's room, and they have Silverhair's room. So they only need 2 more rooms before they can go take Bomb's room. They're trying to strategize what they're gonna do before Bomb comes and tries to kill them. And Silverhair basically lets them know, I don't think that that's what he would do. He looks like he's confident. He's gonna go do that. And Go-seng basically lets everybody know that that's true, because she said she ran into him in the hallway and he didn't do shit to her. Now they gotta figure out what to do. I don't know who their 7th person's gonna be. To me, it would make the most sense to go get Yeon. Obviously, it's not gonna be that easy. She's the gatekeeper and she's the last room you gotta take, so it wouldn't make sense for them to go get her right now. They should probably just start collecting rooms and I guess pick her up last. That's what I would do if I was them, but obviously, it's way more complicated than that. The rich kid and the loan shark go investigate Rob Devil. They decide that Bomb did it, which y'all know isn't true. I know it isn't true, but they think Bomb did it. And these 2 creepy ass dudes pull up and say that they know a good method to kill Bomb. 1, they look very suspicious. They're obviously wearing disguises. I don't know who they actually are or how they plan on trying to kill Bomb, who is one of the strongest people in this tower. Well, probably not in this tower, but in the test, he's the strongest. I don't know what the game plan is. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm interested to see what they're gonna fucking try. And to end the whole episode off, we have Bomb versus Love. Love gives him one last time to back out, and he says, yo, I got a test for you. I might accidentally kill you. If you still want to do it, you can do it. If not, you climb the tower with everybody else like you're supposed to. He gives Bomb 3 tries to catch his connector out of the pitching machine to the baseball glove. If he can catch it even 1 time, then he can climb the tower by himself. But during so, Love will also be running defense. And we gotta remember, Love is indeed a ranker. Even though Bomb is strong as shit, Love said that he's not on ranker level yet. The game gets started and the connector shoots out of the pitching machine and Bomb uses the freeze move on the connector. I was thinking that freeze move could only be used on people, but now we know that he can use that on basically anything. I don't know if it has to do with only things that possess Shinsu or if he can just use it on anything, but it seems like anything. He thought it was going to be easy, but obviously Love came, ran some interference, knocked the connector into the wall and was like, yo, that's your first try. At this point, Bomb got 2 tries left. Bomb decides instead of playing this game and just letting the connector come and getting stopped, he's just going to attack Love. He just straight up runs at him and goes for the attack. Love is able to dodge it and then he's like, fuck it. Time to get on the attack mode. He goes and attack and Bomb uses the freeze move once again. Now it doesn't last very long, but I still think it's insane that he was able to stop a ranker at all. Remember, rankers are people that have climbed all the way to the top of the tower and came back down, which means you gotta be pretty fucking strong to be a ranker. And the fact that Bomb was able to freeze him for even a second means that Bomb is strong as shit, but we knew that already. At this point, Love isn't playing around. He goes on the offensive, hits Bomb, turns his move up an extra level and knocks Bomb all the way across the goddamn room. He hits the wall. Bomb looked pretty gassed to me. Obviously, I know this battle still got something left in it, but he looks goddamn cooked. And for some reason, this is where they decided to end the episode. This episode was fucking fire. So much happened. We got fights. We got the test. We learned more about Silver. There's mystery because we don't know who killed Rob Devil. This is going to be an incredible season. We're only on episode 3. I don't know how many episodes are in this season. I hope we get 24. I don't think we will. I have a feeling it's going to be like 12 or 13 like season 1. But this shit is absolutely hitting. If I'm giving this episode a rating out of 10, I'm gonna be honest, it's a perfect 10. I have 0 issues with this episode. It was perfection. The only issue I could find with this episode is that it felt like it was too short. I feel like this could have been a double whammy. If they would have dropped 2 episodes at once, it would have got a 12. But I'm loving the story. I'm loving the world. I'm loving the power system. I don't have any complaints. And honestly, I don't really have many predictions for next week either. I'm pretty much blank. And I know I said I read it already, but I don't remember this at all. And I have no idea what is going to happen next. Let me know what you guys' predictions are in the comments and what you guys thought of the episode. What was your favorite part? Who's your favorite character? What are you looking forward to next? I want to know more. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys haven't done so already, hit that like button. You watched the whole thing. You probably liked it. You might as well hit that like button and hit that noti bell because I got more videos dropping this week and you guys do not want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.